She came and stood right by me, dressed just like Apple Bloom. Just like in the cartoon. I hope she'll be legal soon. Think whatever you want. I don't know why people put such a huge emphasis on age. What the hell? Bro, what? So, we have here a long thread, and there's already a response. But we have a long thread about this guy, BlackGryph0n. And if you don't know who BlackGryph0n is, well, you probably know who he is. Because you know this song. You know the song for real.
This is the worst team I have ever played within my life. When we finally get on the point, everyone dies. I understand that every now and then a team will click. When it comes to you, I don't think I can sympathize. Should have picked Mercy. Should have picked any kind of support.
Let's go.
Losing, and it's all your fault. You should learn how this game works.
Well, we're gonna go no mercy on this guy, as he is being accused of grooming. And from what I've seen so far, I think there's a merit to this. So, Gabriel Brown, aka BlackGryph0n, groomed minor Claire Corlett. She voiced Sweetie Belle in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. This thread will retread other threads already made, though not exclusively. Here's one of those threads for credit. We don't have this one available. I don't know if it's on the archive. Anyways, Gabriel Brown, also known as BlackGryph0n, is currently 33. His now wife, Claire Corlett, is now 24. They met a decade ago. So he was 23 and she was 14. Hopefully no OBS crashes this time. We're hoping, Crow. We're hoping, Plague. We are hoping. Alright, so Claire Margaret Corlett. So she was around 15? Like, I'm assuming this one is the 15-year-old, but why is a grown-ass man hanging out with a 15-year-old? So he would hang out with her and other young minor girls such as Michelle Kraber, extremely often while in his mid-20s. And often. I feel uncomfortable. This looks really uncomfortable. This looks like a crime. To Gabriel, and also to many in the fandom, this was normal. After the fact of them dating was leaked, they came out about it when she was 20 and he was 29. Gabriel Brown believes that because the minor he groomed asked him out first, he could not have groomed her. So he says, "Thanks for not buying into the BS. I learned a while ago that defending myself doesn't really help, but for what it's worth, I am not a white supremacist." Okay. Claire M. Corlett and I started dating when she was 20, and she asked me out. Yeah, but you knew each other for like years. So he said, when called out for this, Claire Corlett decided to joke about wishing Gabriel groomed her. Gabriel Brown responded by sarcastically calling that her creepy fantasy. So he says, Gabriel says, "Thanks for not buying into the BS. I learned a while ago that defending myself doesn't really help, but for what it's worth, I am not a white supremacist." Yeah, okay. So it's the tweet we just read out. So Claire responds, "Ah, dang it, Gabe. I was hoping I was groomed. It's such a racist choose a cis Western man." I think he meant racist or rapist. And then he said, "Don't worry. I'm sure there are a lot of people on Twitter who can invite who we can invite who will support your creepy fantasy." And then Baha Griffon responds, "Again, Gabe, as someone who was groomed as a minor and has severe PTSD because of that, it's not a thing to joke about in this way." So she liked this dumb tweet. I groomed my dog yesterday and she didn't think it was funny. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Claire Corlett is now estranged. Where the. Okay, Claire Corlett is now estranged from her parents, who went publicly with their concern when they were not invited to her wedding with Gabriel Brown. This is extremely common. My words just jumbled up there. This is extremely common with grooming victims, being fully isolated from anyone who doesn't support the abuse, even family. So when people voiced concern and support for Ian, Claire's father, popular Brony fandom members started belittling and insulting supporters. They did not clarify why they felt so strongly against Ian. They only bashed those who expressed empathy for the only story that was given. So, wait. You are a miserable human, Ian, and I'm so glad she has escaped the clutches of your despair, unwarranted pride, and self-loathing. Here's to the happy future she could forge without you. Dude, this is Saberspark. This is Saberspark saying this. Like, this one's for the other segment. But, dude, this is literally this guy. Saberspark. It's literally
anti-woke cartoons. One of the most god-awful genre.
It's literally this dude who's defending this. And then another person says, Paleostino says, people really need to shut the fuck up about situations they don't have full context for. Seriously, it's pissing me off. I'm gonna remember every single one of you at the next convention and how you reacted. You do not know everything. You don't know everyone. You don't know who is being honest. You are thinking. You are assuming every ill intention. I know there will be people that will draw their line in the sand and not budge no matter what. But the way people have been acting disappoints me to no end. I know more context than most of you, but it's not my place to say it. It's up to the parties involved. So AC Race Best says, it has been beyond comprehension to watch Ian try to manipulate people into thinking that Claire is the one in the wrong here. The only people rallying behind Ian are those who have no clue to what is going on. Don't let them manipulate you too. Signed, AC fucking Brony Boy. So like, so far, I think we can establish that, yeah, like, why would you date someone you've like hung out with since she was 14 and you were 23? That is such a big predatory age gap. Regardless of 6 years later, if she asks you out, like, it's weird. It's so weird. It's immoral. Technically, it was legal, but it's not moral. You knew this kid since she was 14. So Claire later gave her version of events. To me, they do not paint the picture she believes they do. They seem to reaffirm that her parents were trying to get her out of an abusive relationship, and Gabriel led her to resent them for it. So, an open letter to anybody who wants to read this, I guess. A wedding should be a place where unconditional love is shown, not just said. I did not invite people I did not know very well, nor did I invite people who don't support my relationship with Gabe. There is validity to those who question my decision to not invite my parents. In response, I ask you this. Would you invite your bully to your birthday party? In other words, would you willingly invite your emotional abusers to your wedding? How about somebody who has cyberbullied the groom under multiple fake accounts to perpetuate internet drama and then admitted it? What about an individual who said they wanted the best for you, only to become a furious monster when you picked the decision they didn't prefer? Or a person who said they valued your freedom and independence, who vowed to protect you, only to leave you stranded during a pandemic by showing up to a workplace and taking your only form of transportation so you would have nowhere to go. This is just scratching the surface. Please believe me when I say I didn't want to make any of this public. Those who know me know that I always kept this between close friends and family out of respect for my parents. Making someone's wedding day about you is not just narcissistic, it's immature and manipulative. These traits were just some of the many reasons I chose to stop living with my parents and eventually start living my life for myself. I realized after many years of therapy, counseling, and self-reflection, nothing I did would be good enough for them. My only choice, once I realized that, was to let go. It's hard to not feel guilty for some of my decisions, but I know I am stronger for it. I'm gonna drink some water. I never wanted things to turn out the way they did. I tried to make amends with my family. I still talk to the family members who've reached out to myself about all of this. They know what they need to know. They can make their own decisions. Just know, after many years of reaching out my hand only to have it cut, bruised, and blowtorched, I finally decided to go to the hospital, get the help I need, and distance myself from anybody telling me their door is always open while repeatedly shutting it on my hand and breaking all 27 of my bones. Like, guys, like, when I read this, I'm just concerned. Is she just being, like, is she just exaggerating here? Is this just like a metaphor? Or did somebody actually do this to her? Like, what do you guys think? Like, I don't know any of the situation. I was just sent this by Ultranox, who is like a mutual. So this is just pretty concerning to read. But like, my main opinion so far is that if you, as a 23-year-old, go for the 14-year-old, like, why are you spending so much time with 14-year-olds? There's a difference between, like, meeting them in a professional setting and, like, hanging out with them, you know? Like, you don't hang out with 14-year-olds, with 14-year-old girls as a 23-year-old man. It's like, it's so gross. Anyways. Phew, that was a lot. Please understand I use humor as a way to express my feelings as well as to grieve. If anybody's thinking to themselves that this was an easy decision for me, or that I am happy that my parents weren't at my wedding, even though yes, I did not invite them, you are grossly mistaken. Thank you for all of the congratulations to those who did. Thank you for the support. This will be the last of my comments on this matter, as I will be temporarily abandoning my social medias and enjoying my time on my honeymoon with my incredible husband, who loves me like nobody else. And she ends it with, I am not like the rest of my family. There's something that makes me different. Said by Miguel from Coco. Okay. She's using her hand as a stand-in for her heart and life. It's over-dramatic and artistic expression, which isn't necessarily smart to do when accusing someone of grooming. No, she's not accusing him of grooming. This person here, BlackGryph0n, is the one saying that Gabriel or BlackGryph0n was the one who groomed this person. And yeah, like, she's defending the one who's being accused of grooming because she's the wife. And so he continues. In the past, people have been hesitant to call this grooming outright. I am not hesitant. Claire Colette grew up with an adult fan, going on trips and family dinners with her since she was at least 14. This alone, without the future, is abnormal. Cases like Miranda Sings shows us that abusive grooming can take... Oh. Basically, this BlackGryph0n guy has been saying since December of 2023 that BlackGryph0n, the guy who sang No Mercy, groomed his wife. Because they met when she was 14 and he was 23. They only started dating when he was 20. Or no, when she was 20. When she was 20 and he was like 29. It's gross. I don't care if if she was the one who approached it. It's just like, if you're constantly hanging out with a 14-year-old and then after a few years when she's legal you date her, it's immoral. Gabriel Brown hung out with minors for a decade, and one of them ended up marrying him. We don't know for sure that nothing happened between them earlier than when she was 20, but we know she couldn't legally drink, while he had been for 8 years when the public first found out about the relationship. And I don't care about the drinking claim, but the fact that he's been hanging out with her since she was 14... Okay, so it's like... Continuing. It's not only suspicious, this dynamic was bad from the word go. And it did lead to them romantically together. BlackGryph0n groomed Clara M. Corlett. Saberspark, Paleostino, AC Racebest, and others openly harass those who care about what's happening, and it's not over. Gabriel Branhouse has fast of spreading COVID misinformation, barely veiled racism, and more. I don't care about this. Let's focus on the grooming. Gabriel, okay, so you replied to here. I don't see the tweet. Yeah, it's not here. Gabriel Brown married the girl he knew since she was 13 or possibly even younger. That is a fact. That is why this hasn't stopped being talked about. This will never be okay. If you have any issue understanding what's wrong, just do this exercise. Think of any 13-year-old you know, anyone. Now, if you can't say you'd considered dating them when they turn 18 without shame, then you already understand why Gabriel Brown is a freak. I should have included his racism in the initial thread. Fixing that now. Gabriel Brown, in the midst of people attempting to stand up against continued police brutality and murders, was liking alt-right accounts and claiming white marginalization. No, like, yeah, just... For me personally, I just like, why is this like grown-ass 20-year-old man hanging out with 14-year-olds? Why can't he date someone his age? I don't care if after turning 18 it makes them legal. It's so immoral. Zuby Music is not right-wing. I'm not posting a black square on my Instagram, lol. Leave me alone. I'm afraid Black Lives Matter is actually making more racist white people who never had a problem with blacks until they saw us all over TV beating store owners to death, stealing from stores like opportunists, not protesters. Oh, and then Candace was like, I don't care. I don't care. Let's go back to the grooming. Prager, they're not alt-right. You think being anti-racist is as bad as being racist and there is good in racism? He says, obviously not. I believe 99% of people are anti-racist, but 50% of people are accusing the other 50% of being racist whenever they disagree with them. It's losing its potency, just like when schools diagnosed every eccentric child with ADHD. So this Dobby SJG person says, dude, you're a white guy. Of course you don't think racism is a big deal, because it doesn't affect you. America was founded on white supremacy and is very racist. Racism did not end like 40 years ago. I mean, you're friends with James of Owen, so explains why you're okay with racists. And he said, you just made an assumption about me based on my race. Some would argue that's racist. And then he goes, laughing my ass off, and there it is, folks. Racism is about power and marginalization. Racism towards whites doesn't exist. You can be prejudiced, not racist. Just like two idiots fighting. I do not care. Racism by definition is hating someone simply because of their color, or assuming that because someone is a certain color, they are not deserving rights. White marginalization may be harder to come by in America now, but millions of white Europeans were enslaved in the 1700s. Hot take? I don't care about white slaves. I do not care. He believes that people are discriminated against simply because they are white, and he decides to preach this when people were attempting to bring attention to murders and brutality against black folk. It is extremely telling why he would be upset by people fighting racism. Come on, man, give me more. Yes, I don't care about the racism allegations. I want to see the grooming. Here are a few more screenshots of Gabriel Brown, aka BlackGryph0n, being inappropriate with then minor Claire Corlett. Keep in mind, this wasn't their start. Their start was when she was barely a teen. This is further evidence of grooming, not the smoking gun. Anyway. Okay, so she was 1 month after she turns 18. Okay, so she says, oh, I saw. I was out cold for about 6 minutes, actually. The hotness was just out of this world, you know. Where's the dab emoji at BlackGryph0n? So Nora Mermaid replies, "Oh, I know, Claire. It was so beautiful. It may not have shown it on the outside, but on the inside, I was eternally screaming and squealing." She replies, hashtag friendly competition A with a winky emoji and a unicorn. So Gabriel says, "Lol, you two sure know how to inflate a guy's ego." And then she goes, "Oh, sorry, does this help?" And heart eye emoji, kissy, heart eye, heart, kissy, roses, fire. 1 month after she turns 18. All this flattery, you trying to make me fall for y'all cause it's working. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Ew. 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 Why do I get shamed for liking ugly boys? She was 17 years old. Who you calling ugly? Why are you flirting with a minor? Dude, what the fuck? Why are you flirting with a minor? You have something you would like to say at Claire. The pony below has a secret crush. If you have time, check out Fly Over Canada's at Canada Place. I know you will be out in suburbia, but when you escape. And then she replies to him and says, "Oh lol, I do have one, but it's not Kian. Sawi can't tell, cause it's a secret." Smiley. I don't know if that's a winky face or like a smiley face. And then Gabriel responds, "Tell me, and I'll give you a cookie." And she goes, "Ha ha, ha ha, nice try. But it isn't worth the risk of a cookie. Plus, I think you actually know, whatever." And then he says, "I do, just messing with you." Why is this 25-year-old man teasing a 16-year-old about her crush on him? That's true. That's true. Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? It's so disgusting. What the hell? Okay, now let's talk about Katie Blueprint. Katie is the creator of the game Billy Bust Up. In it, Gabriel Brown voices a prominent character. Katie has continuously spread blatant misinformation about the situation. Hi everyone. You may have noticed the recent attempt to try and defame us. To keep things simple, someone made serious allegation against our voice actor BlackGryph0n. I have looked into it, spoken to the parties involved, and found no evidence to support this accusation. Additionally, I was supplied with evidence that proves their innocence. I cannot share this evidence with you, as it involves the details of a targeted harassment campaign by an abuser. It is not my place to share this information with you. If they wish to do their own call-out post on this person, that is their choice to make. I have asked that if anyone has any proof to back up the initial allegation, that I am happy to review it. I have kicked terrible people off our team before, and I will easily do it again. I have no motivation or drive to keep someone like that on the team. I want to do what is morally right. I promise you that if I find any evidence that backs up the claims I made, I will do something. Another voice actor and ex-friend of ours was previously dropped to the curb the second that we saw his guilt. We appreciate the people who are actively taking time to diffuse and correct the misinformation being spread, but please be careful. The first response these people took when I asked for evidence was not to provide me with evidence, but to instead vilify me and try to defame my character. Those are not the actions of a person looking for truth or justice. I trust that the people who look into the scenario will see we are speaking the truth. I would rather they turn their hatred towards me and not towards you. If I am wrong about this, and someone does bring us evidence, I will own it and apologize. Edited to remove the name of the past voice actor so that another party is not dragged into this. Okay, so further context. In the previous screenshot, Katie implies I'm part of targeted harassment by an abuser. I believe they mean Ian James Corlett, Claire Corlett's father. I do not know Ian. I've spoken to him once at a con years ago. I do not get my information from Ian. It's all public. So, here. Many have implied that yeah, just like, which dork? The Katie dork or the Brony dork? Because, look, if you would have to like look into allegations like properly, right? And you'd vet them. And honestly, so far, I really think he's a groomer. There's nothing to excuse going for the girl who you've known since she was 13. This isn't like some 17, like, oh, they're just 17, I knew them when they were 17 bullshit. This is when they were actively a kid, actively hanging out with them when they were a kid. I don't support that. Many have implied that Ian was
all these
actually
people were YouTubers.
abusive
Not
towards...
all of
Oh my
the-
god. Okay, shut up, Max Gigi's. Your time will come. Many have implied that Ian was actually abusive towards Claire. I do not know how valid these claims are. For this reason, I have never said anything in this thread implying he's innocent. But if true, it doesn't make Gabriel innocent. It just means there are two abusers. Pretty true. As for Katie's claims, they say they have evidence that would prove Gabriel Brown's innocence, but his guilt is public. It isn't assumed or unproven. Gabriel Brown knew Claire Corlett since she was barely a teenager and talked all the way to her adulthood. Okay. Drew says, things are happening with BlackGryph0n. I think they should be addressed. Kark asks, what happened? Drew says, he's being called out for grooming his wife when she was 14. Antonomasia replies with a sad face. Drew says, his wife is Claire Corlett, who voiced Sweetie Belle in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Totally Not Michael says, well, that just hit me like a dump truck, or a large bus. I hope she's doing okay. And then he says, she was 14 and he was 24 when they met and he forced her to cut off her family. Blue then replies, is there any proof of this or is this just alleged? Same plague. Same. So Michael says, I looked and apparently there is proof or something, but hearing this in public for the first time is just... Maybe there's more info? I don't know. I'm kind of too worried to say anything. And Antonomasia says, why do some people who participate in lovely media do such horrible things? He couldn't have just been a good person? Why? And Michael says, why did you drop this in the Q&A channel? Antonomasia says, they probably were trying to ask the devs to talk about it. Katie says, there isn't proof. He met her once to record a video that he didn't set up. And then they didn't speak for many, many years. Then she contacted him when she was 20 to meet up IRL. That's not true. That is not true. Fundamentally. That ain't true. Because we see here that they interact. They interacted well before she was 20. It wasn't like just a one-time thing. He was in constant contact with her. These posts from Katie were before they were shown this video. What's this video? Okay.
A little bit slower because I am an idiot. Man. Ouch. Well, hello everyone in the land of the internet.
Hey!
My name is Gabe.
My name is Michelle. I'm Claire. Hi. This
Hi.
is my channel. Welcome to my channel.
Welcome to her
Welcome.
channel.
Hi.
We're on her channel, so we're playing by her rules. She made us wipe our feet when we came in.
Today we're doing the Whisper Challenge. The Whisper Challenge is when you take this,
Wait.
these
Now
headphones.
that I think, why is he in the house with two minors? Like, what is going on here?
Chicken nuggets ate my homework.
Cheese potatoes! Chitlins on the potatoes! Cheese on my...
This is just, I am uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Katie claimed they did plenty of research and found no evidence Gabe knew Claire this early, insisting I was confusing Claire with the other minor Gabriel Brown hung out with regularly. So, Kitmit says, at Bonk the 6th, I've actually researched this a ton. I'm not his fan, I'm friends with him and Claire. I know the entire situation inside and out, clearly a whole lot more than you do. He didn't meet and befriend Claire when she was 14. Go look back at the evidence. That was Michelle, someone who he was working with on the show. She met him when she was an adult, and she was the one who asked him out when she was 21. Please note she was not 18. Claire's dad abused her, hence why she cut them out. Something she was forced to speak out on because of people like you harassing her. She wanted to keep her family life a secret. There's no victim. Claire and Gabe are extremely happy and in love. They met and got together when she was an adult. Move on. The burden of proof of such claims is on you, but there's no point in arguing with someone who does so in bad faith. So, what was her name again? Okay, alright. Let's see. What was her name? Michelle Kraber. Michelle Kraber. Dude. Dude, just... Dude. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Oh, they met when she was an adult. The video was posted when she was also 15. Why is he spending time with 15-year-olds? Once proven otherwise, Katie did not have a change of heart. Every screenshot prior to those three came after the proof that they didn't know the situation well at all. And Katie aggressively still defends a groomer. And this is also not mentioning how they're defending a racist. I don't care. I care more about how he groomed. I don't care about the racism stuff. You deal with that, not me. This video is supposedly the first time they met in person. She was barely a teen with this man who could already legally drink for years. That's her husband. The bottom line for @FaberSpark is, he himself outright said he was putting his reputation on the line. He said that, defending a racist groomer, Saber has no right to be upset that his reputation is destroyed. It was his call in no certain terms. Okay. Oh, so the posts were deleted. So he says, I rarely get involved in these things, but if my reputation is worth anything at all, then I'll use it to say the following. It was all on the level. You're right. Claire had a crush on Gabe, but Gabe never reciprocated until she was around 20 or so. It's weird, but it's legal. I hate the fucking argument that, oh, it's legal. It's legal. No. Let's not do that. It's weird and it's immoral. Just because it's not illegal doesn't mean that you have a free pass to do it. And this isn't some like freshly 18 BS or something. This is a guy who met with a then 14, 15-year-old when she was a child. And then kept in contact with her, then eventually married her. It's fucked. It's come to my attention that people actually still believe they only ever really talked after she was of age angle. So the following posts will be documenting even more instances of them together before Claire wasn't a minor. Let's start with the big one. So she was 15 years old and he was 24. Went to Claire Coconut's house yesterday and this happened. Why was he at her house? What the hell? Why? Why are you as a grown-ass man at a 15-year-old's house? I thought they only saw each other in a few professional settings before age 20. Like, this is so weird. This is so creepy. Next is another video on Claire's own channel documenting them together. Don't worry, he's on the top comment for the video. Okay, 9:55. This is how he would always message the minor he'd later marry. Are you going to argue this isn't creepy, especially in hindsight, but not only. Thanks, Claire. I'll pay you later. Ew. This guy's so fucking disgusting. Alright, let's go. My cats won't shut up. They keep crying. Okay.
Off for now.
Okay, so he's like performing. Even as a joke, that is too far. Like I'm I don't know about you guys, but I'm convinced. Cat cam. I post my cats on my personal, so I will never post my cats like on here, simply because I don't want to be. Look, I don't want to risk being doxxed. Like, you can hear her. I don't know if you guys can hear her like crying, cause I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe she's in heat or something. I need to get her spayed soon. So here's another video of Gabriel Brown surrounding himself with his minor friends, hosted by Saberspark and ACR Racebest. Why is he hanging out with them? If you're going to argue it's just for the video, then how does that come about? Why?
You do this every time?
Yes.
I feel so bad for you.
Thanks.
I feel no, not for you, for Race.
Oh, no, Race is a good guy.
What were your overall thoughts on the episode? I was surprised, actually, because I didn't feel like this episode was really presenting itself as...
Okay, so the only explanation I would accept, like I would hear from this here, is that... Wait, what was her... Michelle Craver. Who did she voice act? Who did she voice act here? Alright. Oh, she was Apple Bloom. Okay. You know, like, I used to watch My Little Pony when I was a kid. So, the only thing that I would just, like, hear out is that, okay, they're reacting to the episode with the voice actors. That's the only thing, but that doesn't really erase the weird interactions. But for this video... It's just so weird. It's just so weird. I automatically assume bronies are creeps. Because why are you, as a grown-ass man, hyperfixated on like little girls' TV show? Here's another video Claire provides of them together when she's a minor. The video ends with her and the other VA minors in their hotel room, alone, with who I strongly believe is Gabriel Brown recording them. Let's see here.
BronyCon 2017, biatches, here we go. My Yuke's coming with me. I don't know why I made this decision, but you know.
Alright, let's see. Day 1 vlog. I don't know, like, do you have... Where's this dude? To answer that question, Stalker Sound, they're the voice actors of the main characters in that episode. Okay. Right, let's see. I'm just like scrolling through, I'm trying to find where blood is. Okay, but okay, what's the ending of this?
It's the hot tub. My dad's somewhere down there. We don't need him though. Freaking ghosts are following. Oh, are we singing it like our characters? Hiding from a bully, we know it isn't right, but it's we're crusaders, we aren't looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll go home for more great by the
Oh yeah, it's happening to on my end too. And I really think that I don't know, maybe it's like the stream cuz or maybe it's because of my monitor. Because I notice that every time I stream, I have to like use my tablet as a second monitor, and that takes away a bit of the Wi-Fi. So that's like I use it to read chat and like have OBS on here. But I'm saving up. I'm saving up to buy myself a monitor. I think I'm like halfway towards that goal. I'm gonna buy like a monitor that I can connect to the HDMI of my laptop so that I can have better streams. Okay. Moving on. At this con, Claire was a special guest, which meant at certain times she'd be in a designated autograph hall. Gabriel was not in the same category of guest, but as a community guest which did not use the same room, except Gabriel still did. He shared Claire's table. Gabriel Brown was the only one not on the special guest list to sign autographs in this room. He shared the table while her father's table was on the opposite end of the room. No one else shared the table. I know this because I was there personally. So here's yet another video provided by Claire herself on them together. In it, Gabriel asks Claire if she just asked if they want to make out. What? I hope there's like a transcript for this.
Let's go.
Yo, fam, we're
Like when Claire asked for Michael to make out, he was like the protective older brother. Where? Why is this on picture in picture? Go back. Okay. Transcript. We got a transcript, boys. Make out. Want it? Okay. Around 3:56. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hear. Let's hear this shit, boy. Okay, let's hear.
Just break away.
Excuse me, may I please make out an autograph to me from...
Just ask if you could make it.
Hello. Go, go, go.
In it, Gabriel asked her. She just asked if they want to make out. I hope any doubts of what happened between this. Can we repeat that? So the person wants the autograph.
Excuse me, may I please make out an autograph to me from...
Okay, so it's like make out an autograph to me.
Just ask if you could make it.
Hello. Go.
So I feel like this video is kind of a reach. Like this specific video is kind of a reach. Why? Because, well, if we see the context of it, like she's asking, oh, can you like make out and a signature? And he responded to the words make out. So it's not like it was like asked unprompted. I'm curious, what are the quotes? Let me see the quote reads. Oh, it doesn't have quotes? Another video showing Gabriel and Claire together. The narrative that they barely knew each other until she was of age really falls apart when there are so many well-documented instances. How many more just aren't uploaded online? Okay, let's see what's this. Yeah, like they've been hanging out. Yeah, they've been hanging out multiple times in like 2014. It seems like Gabriel Brown wants to portray himself as something similar to the character Spencer from iCarly. Grown adult, hanging out with kids, but just to be wacky and part of the gang. But Spencer was a family member, and he didn't go on to marry Sam. I might as well include it here too. In this video, Claire makes the joke that she's drinking wine in early celebration of her 19th birthday. She then says it's a joke, and proceeds to drink actual beer, documenting herself on video at 18.
Ladies and gentlemen, guess who is now officially 19 years of age? Oh my god, they didn't tell me it was gonna be this strong. It's a joke! It's just juice, guys. It's just sparkling juice. When you're watching this video, if you're watching it when it came out, my birthday's actually not until like Monday. I would never drink on camera, especially before I turn 19. Anyway, what was I saying? So, if you guys are new here on my channel, I do this every...
Okay, as someone who comes from a country that the age of drinking is 18, I don't care about her drinking. Okay, another video of them together. While I believe she is 18 in this video, it still contradicts their narrative of them not hanging out before she was 20-ish.
YMCA. YMCA. Y. A. M.
Hey!
I don't want to watch that, but it's like, it just proves it. Another instance of them together when she was a minor. Notice how none of these con videos exclusively have them together in the actual con, but they're also together in other spaces. Gabriel was always hanging out with this minor.
Okay, how's that?
There she goes, she's flying.
She's flying. Did you get Ian with his hat on?
I'm gonna wear this everywhere.
Oh my god. Rebecca Sherritt. He was there. Suffer for our entertainment. Oh yeah, I'll be suffering. I'm gonna be watching Tommy and its comedy later. I'm really gonna be suffering. If I was more of a VTuber instead of a PNG tuber, you would see the pain in my face. But yeah, this it also proves that they've been hanging out consistently. Another video, this one is maybe the worst, but because of the comments. Why? What's the comments here?
In 2015, there are 4 conventions scheduled in the UK, and 2 in both Germany and France.
Okay. I was very impressed with this Corlette by Early Monty. Sounds familiar. I don't know who that is. BlackGryph0n. Dan Claire, fantastic job. That turned out great. Thanks for having me. I really enjoy the interviews, both the one you used and the one you lost winky face. Why does he keep putting a winky face? Alicia, thanks for asking me to be part of... Okay. Massive Brony. Amazing gamer. Although it would be mess. Thank you for... Do you guys see anything wrong with the comments? I'm confused. Why are they saying the comments are the worst? One. Okay. Alright, maybe we should ban children from the internet. I think like half of these comments are freaks. Yeah. I agree. Because, wait. Let me check. This notifications has been bothering me. Same. I would say it's... I did not... Like, this person that's been arguing with me is 15 years old. I think they should be banned from the internet, personally. Literally saying that I'm defending rape. Anyways. Okay, so here. And he said, and he fucking goes mask off. Gabriel Brown is a fucking pedophile. It's okay, so it's like the interview part. And Claire says, hey, but I found it. Remember that part? I do indeed, but I'm glad you found it after the second interview, because me and Michelle got to come over and hang out again. Just so we're all on the same page, this message would come off as creepy no matter who it was for. The context is, it's to a minor. The greater context, it's to the minor he'd go on to marry. Okay, a reminder that the narrative is they barely knew each other before she was an adult. I shouldn't be able to find so much documented footage of them together then. And it's not just them at the same con. They're always hanging out together on camera.
Guess what? It's time.
Ian, do you know what time it is?
It's BabsCon time.
Or now. AbsCon 2015 journey begins!
Where is he here? Dang, my freaking laptop. My laptop. He's so slow. Okay, let's see.
The time I have this little baby out, I need you to scream and look really excited. Let's practice. Go!
Okay. Okay. Well, let's see.
Discord is magic.
What?
You're just wild and crazy.
I'm Russian Ghost.
Final Fantasy is the best.
Oh, sorry. What's your Twitter?
Why is she hanging out with the grown-ass man? Why are there, like, grown men here? Why isn't it, like, other young girls?
I don't have one. Yes, I do, but never mind.
Yes, and it ends in your license to kill.
Say hi to yourself in the future.
Where is this dude?
VA panel, so all the VAs are here. We're gonna go on stage, I guess, in like a few minutes. And it should be pretty fun. I'm excited.
I think I saw this dude.
I actually will take your hand.
Why am I making you nervous?
You're making me nervous because I am doing something that I have.
It's not illegal.
It's not. I know it's not illegal. I know it's not illegal, but
So why is it making you nervous?
Because
Why are you nervous?
Because
Why are you
I'm
nervous?
afraid to have
You're
a
just
criminal
carrying a
staff, and you
frightening
just said that's
drone
illegal.
around, that's all. I don't.
Yeah, like, what is he... This... Why is he doing that? Okay, so it has been brought... Yeah, like, it's a My Little Pony convention. I'm expecting young girls, like, cosplaying My Little Pony characters and being so happy to finally meet, like, Twilight Sparkle's voice or something like that. I don't know why it all's like... Wait, let's look at it again. Let's look at the crowd. I don't think we were focusing enough on the crowd. Yeah, where is the crowd photos? Here, 243. Right.
Making a documentary, so every single time I have this little baby out, I need you to scream.
Look, even if it's... Like, this is on... Let's put this on 1080. Come on. See? They're all grown men, with a few women, but all men. Why is it all grown men? Like... What? Like, look here in the front row. They're all men. You can see the looks. They're all men. I can barely see any women here. With the exception of maybe this person here. Maybe this person's a woman. And maybe this person's a woman. But the rest? Man. I don't know if this is a woman or a man. But there's no children. Basically no children. Okay. So, on September 20, 2024, it has been brought to my attention that someone has attempted to add community notes to these posts. What's interesting is that they link to the Billy Bus Stop Instagram. These lead me to believe that these could be made by Katie Nelson, the game's creator slash repeat Gabriel defender. That, however, is just speculation. Let's start dissecting what they actually wrote instead, because I am confident that it is laughably poorly written, to the point where bringing attention to unsupported notes will not make them popular. Started at the beginning is the repeated Claire was the one to ask Gabriel out, therefore grooming is impossible line. No, that does not disprove grooming. Both can be true. Yes, just because you are not the one who asked the younger person out doesn't mean that you didn't groom. My cat's crying again. What matters is their initial friendship was inappropriate, and their dating only made it more so. Okay, so here's a community note. There's no evidence to support the narrative that Gabe groomed Claire. The entire thread is conjecture. She asked Gabe out when she was 20 years old. Claire and Gabe mentioned in their wedding vows that Claire had to pursue Gabe as he was uninterested in dating. It doesn't make that okay. The fact that he said yes and went out still proves a lot. Yes, that's so true. Because it's just like, you would say, hey, I've known you since you were a kid. It's kind of inappropriate. Why don't you just date someone your age? Just because someone younger than you, someone you've known as a kid, pursues you, that does not mean you say yes. Right? It's so inappropriate. Okay, so let me just plug in my charger. They add a note talking about Claire's message and linking to it, but I already do that in the thread. I showed all of this, even fully screenshotted. This note is just pointless from any perspective. Okay. Next, let's start talking about Michelle's mother and how she was Gabriel's agent and how she urged him to post a weird photo of him and Michelle. That doesn't make the photo not weird. And it's irrelevant to the situation with Claire. These notes aren't disproving anything. What? Why would you... Like... Dude, it just makes the mom look weird. Like, I don't care. Oh. Maybe it's like, it's either the couch one or the duct tape. Like, why would you as a mother take a picture of that? You shouldn't be doing inappropriate shit like that. This one is them claiming Gabriel and Claire's relationship wasn't first leaked, and as evidence they linked to their announcement, but I was already aware of their announcement. I'm just also aware that it came after the information was leaked. See, it's here. There's no evidence to support the claim that their relationship was leaked to the public. Their first date was made public by Claire and Gabe on her YouTube when she was 20. I honestly can't currently show evidence to support that. The initial thread that talked about it that I directly linked up front is gone. I'll try to find solid proof. However, this note doesn't prove it wasn't leaked. It doesn't even provide new information. That's why, when it comes to threads like this, you need to archive it. Like, archive... I don't mean archive it. I mean... Oh my gosh, my cat can't stop crying. Like, you take screenshots, you put it on archive.md, any way to store the information, especially if it's, like, important as, like, labeling someone as a groomer. As someone who personally came from an abusive household, I take these accusations very seriously. This is why I have not once claimed that Ian is guaranteed innocent, but there is no evidence of him being guilty currently, either, and this note is written with great pettiness. Okay, so here. Oh, shoot. Okay, so the one that they're referring to is here. Now we're getting to the ones where all credibility of this poster goes out the window. This is written like an angry teenager. Even if these claims in this note were true, it's the way it's written makes it hard to not take with an instant grain of salt. There is no correlation between Claire's claims and the assumption that Gabe groomed Claire. Ian raised Claire in a cult in which she was considered an elder and leader. Children in this cult are often subject to abuse. Oh, so she was a Jehovah's Witness. I honestly, I don't really know. I'm not informed of how Jehovah's Witnesses are, because I don't know any Jehovah's Witness. I don't know if there are Jehovah's Witnesses in the country. I'm Roman Catholic, so yeah. But there's no like substantial proof that he is an abuser. Unless there's like more like DMs or like attitudes that he could display, but I don't know. It's unproven. It's like gray area. This note is my personal favorite. It serves no purpose. The point of the post it's responding to is not about drinking, and is instead about how young Claire was. Coupled with the last post, this just shows how drastically childish this poster is. The drinking age in Canada, Claire's home country, is 19. Her first date with Gabe was December 2019. Claire was born July 1999. She was 20 when they first started dating. Lastly, this note claims there is no evidence of Gabriel Brown and Claire Corlett interacting when she was a minor outside of conventions or promotional shoots. And while I don't believe it was limited to those, I also don't believe it's fine either way. He literally went to her house, dude. He literally went to her house. Gabriel Brown should not have been going to the homes of minors. True, to meet with said minors and hang out with them. I don't care if it was for YouTube views. That's true. Like, there's a difference between making a YouTube video promoting, like, the series, and you're doing it with the voice actors and it's, like, some unofficial thing. There's also, like, it's very, very different from going into their home and playing some sort of whisper challenge with two minors, two teenage girls at the age of 23. I'm just like, no, it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. None of my thread is speculation. You can't hand-wave every linked video and screenshot as an assumption. They exist. You can see them. If you don't want to call it grooming, fine. Call it Gabriel being a freak who married the kid he hung out with as a grown-ass man. The grown-ass man, Gabriel Brown, hung out with minors often. Not their parents or people associated with them. He was there for them. And after years of that, he starts dating one of those then minors. None of that is untrue. None of that is assumed or debatable. If you want to act like that's normal, then I will not hesitate to consider you a freak. And like everyone who defends him, none of this addresses how Gabriel... Oh my gosh. No, I don't care about the racism. I do not care about it. I care about if he groomed the minor or not. I will ignore this. Like, if you want to care about the racism part, you go read it. Like, I think I can send it here in the... Wait, let me just pop out chat. Let me pop out chat. Because, let me send the... Like, I could send the link, but personally, I don't care about the racism part. It's like such an unserious point against the actual point of grooming. Here's another video of Gabriel hanging out with a minor. Like, we already know he does. Okay, so Gabriel is talking here about how it wouldn't be illegal for him to date a 16-year-old on 2 separate occasions. This reminds me of Saber Sparks. It's definitely weird, but not illegal. I don't care what Canada's laws are, or America's. Don't justify dating children. Yeah, I'm just trying to divert the attention. Hate to be that guy, But are you friends or dating? Bro, this is worse. This is worse. I met her when she was 13, actually, and my parents are 10 years apart. I'm not implying anything by that. I'm just saying it's not bad to suggest that could happen between two people who are 9 years apart. Tongue sticking out emoji. I'm just speechless. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What? Huh? I feel like I'm gonna crash out. I'm just saying it's not bad to suggest that. Dude, this is worse. This was 8 years ago? Like, huh? Now I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry. Yet he says, haha, no, it's okay. Again, I'm not saying that has happened or will happen. I'm just saying that there's nothing technically wrong with saying what he said. Jesus Christ, I need some fucking soju. Jesus Christ. I'm a big advocate of freedom of speech as long as said speech isn't offensive, provocative, or derogatory. Oh, we're gonna use freedom of speech now to like excuse the fact that you were saying like, oh yeah, things could happen between me and this minor that I've known since she was 13. Replying to La Tunami Kill, I agree with you. The only thing I was arguing about is that people were saying it wasn't legal, which is not true. Legal age in Canada is 16. I think he's a pedophile. Like, guys, I really do think he's a pedophile. Yeah. He just stated right there that something went on between them before she became of age. Yeah, like that's true. That's like the implication. It's like, again, I'm not saying that has happened or will happen. I'm just saying that there's nothing technically. Something did happen. Did he diddle this person? I see then. I have no issue. Some states are 16, no issue as long as both parties agree and no one gets hurt. And Kraber is a smart girl. Also has a great mother who would make sure she was safe, so I trust her. And you, I told Sam this over a year ago and her mom confirmed it. Holy, oh my god. No, it wasn't even with, like, Claire. It was with the other minor. This is worse. This is worse. Okay, so someone asked, so you two are not dating? And he says, not at the moment. Sticking tongue out. Just really good friends. Pity, you two are quite cute together. And what do you mean by not right at the moment? And exactly how many guns do you have? You could have just said no. Why did you say not at the moment? That just... Oh my god. What did he do to these kids? What did he do? What did he do to these kids? Also, I'm intensely trying not to get involved with people asking if you're dating or not. Twitch. Haha, you can if you want to, Rosie. I don't mind. I only ever argue with people who say it's against the law. Pedophile logic, pedophile logic, pedophile. This motherfucker's a pedophile. Haha, XD. I mean, we're not dating anybody. Neither of us are planning to date anytime soon. We have a great friendship, and we're both happy with it for the time being. Also have 8 guns still working on building a 9th. Okay. Oh my god. I feel gross. I feel gross. Here's another video. What's important though, again, are the comments he made under it. Okay, so I think he's showing the comments here. This might be the worse than the last one. Let me drink some water. I need some water, bros. Ultra Nosk, if you're watching, what the fuck did you send me? Dude, what the hell is this? In my opinion, I think Michelle would be a bit too young to date him anyway. I'm fairly sure that they're not biologically related either. Just friends and work partners. Super kawaii mega girl cheese lunch. They aren't. That's the point they've been trying to make, but I'm apparently too tired to phrase properly. We are the same age apart as my parents and her parents. What the hell? Bro, what? What? Okay. There's a difference, you know? There's a difference. It's either he learned it from his parents, or he's trying to justify it with the age gap, not taking into account that maybe his parents and her parents met when they were already of legal age. When they were already adults. You, an adult, met your wife when she was a kid. And you proceeded to hang out with her and have contact with her, like, from 13 until she was 20. Just because you didn't start dating her until she was 20 doesn't make it wrong. She's 16 and he's around 25 or so. I don't know what to think of them doing this much work together. ... Think whatever you want. I don't know why people put such a huge emphasis on age. Wait. Let me just see. Luckily, I have a toggle for this. What the heck? What? This is so much worse. This is so much worse. Like, oh my god. What? What? What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? How do you expect people to defend you with this, bro? Jail. Jail. Throw him. Lock him in Arkham Asylum. What? This is crazy. Anyways. I need to start using my toggles more, to be honest. Wood shipper feet first. Real. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. More weirdness. What I've yet to mention, as I do not have definitive proof yet, is that Gabriel Brown lived with Michelle Kraber while she was a minor? Believe it or don't, but here's some evidence towards it. Expect more in the future. Minors 17 years apart, lol. It's only a weird right now. If they still feel the same way later on, I say go for it. My parents are 10 years. Again, I don't hate you. How often do you two hang out? Friend girls, by the way. Almost every day. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Almost every day? Bro, that is one minor. Just because it is not the other, it's not his wife who was the minor, and the other, like, Cutie Mark Crusader voice actress, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. He's doing it to justify it. He's doing it to justify that, oh, it's okay because my parents have the same age gap. He's trying to say, like, oh yeah, it's okay because my parents also have the same thing. God, this guy's despicable. OMG, that's rad. Thanks for responding, by the way. And then someone says, by the way, I see the house in the vlogs. But whose house is it? Yours, Nate's, or the Creepers? The Creepers. Nate is in the Navy and my family lives in Arizona. Huh. You guys have ferrets? Benton, genuine question. Are you a pedo? This guy has been around minors. He's interacted with a wife who's a minor several times. It's proven in this document. There are videos showing it. I don't care if they were consenting adults when they got into a relationship. It's so weird. Okay, there's a difference between meeting someone when they're 14 and then meeting them again when they're 20, and meeting them when they were 14, and then like continuing to hang out with them, and only when it's like, oh yeah, she's legal now, you go for it. Oh my god. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh my god. I don't care if he sang No Mercy. This guy's a creep. Something I haven't done once in this thread is accuse Claire of anything. I have not blamed her, I have not insulted her, I believe she was a victim, and therefore it would be wrong for me too. But now, she's threatening me. And I won't let her do it secretly. Hi, thanks for at least being open to having a discussion. I guess my primary question is, what's your goal in all of this? What would you like to happen out of all this work you went through? I want people to know about Gabriel. I don't think I can save you, in quotation marks, by making a Twitter thread. It's sad what's happened, but I know I have no means of fixing it. But Gabriel should not get to keep going, expanding his career consequence-free. There are so many out there that could do great things, who are genuine and caring, that could help many people with their own platform and deserve to have it. People like Shane Dawson, Justin Roiland, Dr. Disrespect, etc. don't deserve it. And if no one ever did the simple thing of pointing out what they've done and do and that it's wrong, then they'd get to keep abusing people, keep having a platform to spread wrong. And I don't believe Gabriel is any different. His relationship to you was wrong before it was dating. You were barely a teen, hanging out with a grown man, like he was just one of the gang. Even if it never went farther than that, it would have still been wrong. But it did go farther, much farther, and each person who leaps to defend him is another person who sees something like that as normal, because they'd seen it without anyone calling it out for so long, and now the idea that it was always bad seems far-fetched to them. Aside from that, Gabriel has used his platform to spread racist conspiracy theories, COVID denial. He's even directly talked about how it wouldn't have been bad for him to date Michelle if she was 16 because she's Canadian, to his young fans directly, and this man is involved with actual shows and films. He's got fans and subscribers, people who will listen to him and not doubt him. That's awful. Accurate. BlackGryph0n spitting facts and logic. Okay, what was the... Okay, wait. Oh, my voice. There are lots of things that are awful in life. Gabriel is not one of them. I wish him all the success in the world. Okay, where is the... As a post-child actor, like former child actor, one of them, I wish him all this... As a post-child actor in the entertainment industry and still in it, I have witnessed people say and do disgusting things. Gabe was never even close to resembling anything like those other people. Being friendly, not friends in quotation marks, but friendly with people is part of the job, whether you're 60, 25, or 15. It's not inappropriate. I have friends that I worked with as a child. They are now in their 50s. Should I not be friends with them? Yes. Yes, you should not be friends. Here's the thing, right? When you're like a 50-year-old, like let's say you're a 50-year-old voice actor, and there's like, you're like co-workers with like an 11-year-old. You're not supposed to be friends, right? You can be friendly, of course. There's nothing wrong with being friendly, if being like a sort of mentor figure or like a grandpa, grandma-like figure, mother figure, father figure, whatever figure. There's just certain boundaries that you shouldn't cross. You, as the older person, should know not to cross inappropriate boundaries. You should establish the right boundaries, and you should not be having inappropriate interactions with children. And then she asks, why? Should I only be friends with people my age? What's appropriate cutoff then? If I turned 18 before my friend who's still 17, even though we were in the same graduating class together, does that mean I groomed our friendship? That is not remotely the same. That is not remotely the same thing. Oh my god. Yeah. So far, I can tell that she really was groomed. Like, the grooming was successful because she's defending the guy. So, Brony responds, you just claim to have been a minor with friends that were quadruple your age. What do you mean by friends? Work friends, people you only see at work. Friendly relationships. Not a deep best friend level relationship where you vent about your insecurities, what you had for lunch, just knowing each other from work. Work buddies. And he replies, when I was in elementary, I had a teacher that I had a very good bond with. She'd check in with me every once in a while after I graduated. We were friends, in quotation marks, but not the kind that would hang out together, because that would have been inappropriate. Yeah. Basically. Once graduated, you can't go for coffee with your teacher and get to know each other as real people? Dude, the point is the inappropriateness of the interaction. That's not remotely close what was going on with like Claire and Gabriel. That was not, like, that's not comparable. That's not comparable at all. If that's what you're talking about, then I don't know why you're bringing it up. It's not the same thing as what Gabriel was with you. And then she responds, yes, that's precisely why. I was not close with Gabe at all when I was a kid. That's a lie, guys. That's a big lie. We see how they interacted in numerous videos. I knew as much about him as I knew about another co-worker of mine, like M.A. Larson or Tabitha St. Germain. And Brony points out, you didn't grab an occasional coffee with Gabriel. He was at your house multiple times. Alone? Without supervision? People work at home, right? Especially when it's content creation. Dude. Still. Like, why are you making content creation with, like, a minor? Like, no, don't do that. It's just like, why does it have to be in like the minor's house? Like a safe space for them. Why? That's not an excuse. And he replies, and maybe they shouldn't when it's a man and a minor. And then she links my story, Claire Corlette's Kraz. Anyway, laughing emoji, you've done a mighty job laying out Gabe's life for the entire internet. So I took the liberty of piling together all of the so-called proof that you wanted. Call it debunking, whatever. Look at it all and let me know if you still think he's a creep. I'll look at it, but you can't change my mind. What happened, happened. He did what he did. No extra context can change that. The fly is in the soup, and pointing elsewhere in the soup to say it's flyless doesn't make it true. You see a fly when it's just a piece of basil. Have fun. And then he responds, you were a minor, he was a man. You can't deny that. It's an assumption or a claim I made up. And she responds with a thumbs up emoji. It says, the video is private. And she said, what? No, it's not. It's unlisted. It works on my laptop just fine. If you don't have a rebuttal, it's okay. And he shows that the video is indeed private. If you want to have a genuine conversation, please stop having the most bad faith interpretation of anything I say or do. And she replies, you're right. What I really want is to sue you, and I will if you don't stop what you're doing, because what you are doing is defamation of character and harassment. This guy, the Gryph0n really groomed her. Gabriel groomed this woman like so bad. Like he rewired her brain or something. Like this is like what I see a grooming victim as. Like you've been successfully groomed into thinking that it was not wrong at all, and you're now sweeping for the groomer. And so he replies, I've never lied. No, it's not. She replies, see you in court. Just out of curiosity, where are you based? What state? And he replies, you aren't mature. Even when I point out how you're being petty and childish, throwing emojis at me, you keep doing it. I try to see what you want to show me. I tell you it's privated, and you call me a liar. When I show that it is, you threaten to sue me. People keep saying that if Claire's the victim, you should believe she's not when she says she's not. Always believe victims. But I'm not assuming anything. Gabriel was an adult, a decade older than the barely teen Claire when he first started being around her. That happened. Yeah, and like, she was clearly groomed. You see her reactions, how defensive she is about it. Like, it was groomed. Like, she's taking the same talking points as Gabriel did. Alright, see you later, Soccer-san. People also claim that saying she was groomed means I'm saying she isn't smart enough to know. In saying that, you are claiming grooming victims must be unintelligent. I never claimed anything like that. I know better than to believe that. Miranda Sings, aka Colleen Ballinger, was both a groomer and a loser. Her actions were public, yet it wasn't until she started being prominently called out that most people started to see it as a problem and not normal. But it was never alright, even when most thought it was. Jojo Siwa was one of the victims of Colleen. Their inappropriate collaboration started in uploaded YouTube videos when Jojo was still very young. Despite everything, Jojo still defends Colleen on everything. She thinks of her as her friend and the other victims as liars. Jojo was a victim. She never should have been put in the situation she was. People shouldn't have made her feel it was normal. But she's still wrong about it being normal. Claire's story is almost identical, except at least Colleen wasn't romantically involved with Jojo. Okay, so there's a... Let's see, some Vladimir Putin LARPer is a pedo. Okay, so they show even more like weirder interactions. Hey, can you not? I'm trying to stream right here. Anyways, let's see this. What's going on here?
The first one is back in 2015, where a user is adding Claire in a meme, talking about her having a crush on someone, which she replied saying she can't tell because it's a secret. Griffin responds saying tell him and he'll give her a cookie, which Claire then says nice try, but he already knows. Whatever. The conversation ends with him saying he does, and that he's just messing with her. Obviously, it's not clear whether the crush is in reference to Griffin here, but regardless, it's pretty inappropriate for a 25-year-old adult to be taking interest in a 16-year-old's crush.
You have something you would like to say? Okay. Who the fandom ships her with and who she ships herself with are an entirely different matter. Winky face, smiling emoticon. What is this guy's problem? What the fuck?
That he's supposed to have only had a professional relationship with at the time. Alongside this back and forth, there's various other posts where Claire's between 17 and 18, pretty much in the same vein as the one I previously mentioned. In the first one, Claire's posting saying, why is she getting shamed for liking ugly guys? And Griffin then replies to her saying, who are you calling ugly? The second thread isn't as bad since he's addressing someone else besides Claire here, but it still comes across as a bit weird, since by Griffin's own admission, they weren't meant to have been friends at this time. The post is about them at a brony convention, where I'm assuming Griffin's Hulk shirt got ripped, and they're all talking about their reaction and their replies. The important part starts with Claire saying, oh, I was out cold for about 6 minutes actually. The hotness was just out of this world, you know. Where's the dab emoji? At BlackGryph0n. One of their friends replies under saying, oh, I know Claire. It was so beautiful. It may not have shown on the outside, but on the inside I was eternally screaming and squeeing. Claire then says, hashtag friendly competition, eh? And then BlackGryph0n finally responds saying, lol, you two sure know how to inflate a guy's ego. It gets worse with Claire responding under saying, oh, sorry, does this help? With a bunch of kisses and hearts. With Griffin then ending the conversation saying, all this flattery, are you trying to...
All this flattery, you're trying to make me fall for y'all because it's working. There's so much evidence here. There's so much evidence here that this guy is a creep. He's a creep. if they were like 15 or like 14, if they were 14 in 15, 14 and 2014, that this is just like them 17, that's kind of weird.
To make me fall for y'all, because it's working. Here's another post, also back in 2015, where Claire gets a hold of his phone and posts, "Claire is the best human in the entire world. Go tell her brands of shoes. Spam her Twitter. Hooray, I don't know." Griffin then clarifies underneath saying that Claire had just stolen his phone. They were also in quite a lot of videos doing collabs together with Michelle Kreber, one of which has since been deleted, where they did aerobics together. I'm not
They did aerobics together? Why are you doing aerobics with a grown ass man? It should be like, that's so weird. Look, if it was like a brother or the dad or like maybe an uncle or a grandpa, then it would be okay. But why? Why some random like dude? Like, okay, yeah, you were coworkers, okay, but that's just still weird.
Not sure what business a 25-year-old has doing aerobics with some 15-year-olds, but I'm guessing there's probably a reason this was taken down. The first one is...
Okay. Okay, so they deleted the posts. This is small compared to the last post, but it was brought to my attention and is very relevant. This is a song about how Gabriel groomed Michelle Kreber. Gabriel's in the comments praising it. Okay, let's listen to it. Let's listen. It's like a music stream.
Hi, BlackGryph0n here. I decided to make this song to address some of the misconceptions people might have about my relationship with Michelle Kreber, which is completely platonic and not creepy at all. I hope this will answer any questions you might have. Enjoy the song, guys. She did a voice for the CMC on the cartoon scene. I said I like it because you voiced my favorite one, with a bow and the hair on the farm. She said I am the one with a bow and the hair on the farm.
Okay, I'm not interested in listening to this, but let's read the lyrics. Because I don't want to get copyright claimed. She did the voice for the Cutie Mark Crusaders on the cartoon scene. I said I like it, because you voiced my favorite one. With a bow in her hair on the farm, she said I am the one with the bow in her hair on the farm. She told me her name was Michelle Kreber. She was just a Tina, but I took one look at her legs, and then I was undone with a bow in her hair on the farm. Now, Mando always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around dating young VAs. He. And Mommy always told me, be careful what you post. She's on my YouTube and follows my Twitter page. Hey. Michelle Kreber is not my lover. She's just a friend, but 4chan claims I am the one. We just hang out for fun. They claim I am the one, but we just hang out for fun. For 40 days and for 40 nights, we had pillow fights, stayed in her room to make pony tunes, and tried not to stare. When she wore those little shorts and those socks, against my own advice, I could only stare at those young thighs. She said she was legal in Canada, and I looked it up. She did her little Philly voice for me. My heart skipped a beat. With the bow in her hair, no cutie mark. She came and stood right by me, dressed just like Apple Bloom. Just like in the cartoon. I hope she'll be legal soon. Ew. This guy's a creep. Like, this guy's a creep too. Now, where is the... Oh, I get it. He's making a pedophile joke. Get it? Because Michael Jackson. Well, the comment is deleted. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Still hard to deny. This is brilliantly done. I hate you. Heart emoji. Okay, so she deleted that because they corrected the information. This is an important addition to everything. This goes over the response Michelle Krieber gave to everything. It's time to talk about Michelle Krieber's deleted response to Gabriel Brown being called out. I didn't have it saved, but someone else did safely. Michelle herself says up front that she wants it spread. Alright, let's read this. Posted on June 17, 2024. Y'all, in all the years of this stupid theory circulating, I have never bothered to say anything because it was always just internet garbage, but it's going way too effing far this time, and I want to cut it at the source. I'm logging back into this strange cesspool of an app to say my piece because you have left me zero choice but to step in publicly. Fair warning, I will only leave this message up for a few days because I don't want this crap at the top of my inactive timeline forever. But y'all can screenshot this and spread it for me afterwards if you value the good old truth. Thank you in advance. So, to throw it way back, my mom reached out to Gabe years ago when he was still in the Navy and suggested that we work together, as she would do all the time as a producer with plenty of different people over time. Gabe and I and my mom and dad and his whole family immediately hit it off. Our creativity, atypical brains, and sense of humor quickly bonded us all together. Our families to this day are still very close. Relationships y'all never even see because they aren't in the public eye. When people said it was weird back then, it was just them either being creepy or jealous of a completely platonic, but super fun siblinghood resembled friendship and family dynamic between all of us. Entirely irrelevant from any shows or work projects. These honestly just happened to be something we basically did for fun on the side. My mom and Gabe's mom oversaw all business ventures, performances, albums, videos, etc., and we collectively ignored the inappropriate comments. Seriously, who do you think supervised my social media for me when I was a minor and read all those disgusting rumors when they started? My parents. Silent night with a piece of tape over my mouth, a running joke at Christmas about how I talk non-stop, used for years as a poster image as proof of Gabe being a creep. Truly, where some people's minds go is beyond disturbing. It was insulting to me as a kid, and it's still insulting to me now. But if your parents took the picture, you would know how weird it was, regardless of it was an inside joke about you talking non-stop during Christmas. You have to understand how it looks, right? Or maybe I'm pause-ending her. But at the same time, I completely get it. We all want to make sure children are safe, and so many children that grow up in the industry Claire and I grew up in have not been safe or properly protected. Countless instances of kids being taken advantage of in unspeakable ways. Thankfully, we are creating a culture where bad people can't get away with stuff like that as easily. So please, for the sake of actual victims, let us not dare create make-believe ones. I digress. At some point in 2016-ish, Gabe moved back to America and I got better as a songwriter, so I started to work on my solo music and Gabe started focusing more on YouTube/impressions. But even then, we still worked on stuff together publicly and of course a ton behind the scenes, just not as frequently or as a joint brand. Michelle and Gabe don't talk anymore. Michelle and Gabe had a falling out. Where did anyone get that from? We have literally never not been close. Y'all are so goofy for that. I don't care. I care more about the fact that he's being inappropriate towards you. Fast forward to why I even have to address this at all in 2024. Woof. Let's just start off by saying y'all have no idea what Claire has had to endure the last several years unrelated to Gabe. I am so proud of her. She is strong, resilient, wicked smart, thoughtful, and unapologetically herself. She tackles therapy and self-care like a ninja master, and after all this negativity thrown at her, is still a bundle of positivity. Claire has never in any way been duped into a loving relationship. She fully kick-started it herself at the legal age. She texted him when he was back in Van for a work gig when she was an adult. How do I know that with utmost certainty? We have been best friends since we were 7 years old. We talk almost every day. And once again, Gabe wasn't even living in Canada at the time. Even if she did ask him to be in a relationship, like, these two have been publicly hanging out since she was a kid. He would joke, he would say stuff like, oh, but there's like a 10-year age gap between my parents. It's not wrong at all. I feel like both Michelle and Claire have been groomed by this guy. Gabe and Claire were not close friends till she was an adult. Everything before then was either for videos that our parents set up. Our parents fucking failed you. Work events, performances, or through me/my family. Naturally, as I was already close with each of them separately for years and years. Friendly encounters because they are outgoing people. If I thought Claire was in danger, I would take a bullet for her, not let her walk into the hands of a predator, quote unquote. I remember Gabe being concerned and extremely uncomfortable with navigating her initial advances because there had already been so much speculation about him and I in the past, which again was always disturbing for both of us and our families. And frankly, his brain, like mine, isn't programmed to think like that. He's never been in a relationship of any kind before that point. It literally started with him just not wanting to hurt her feelings. So he couldn't get any bitches that was his age. So you just had to go for the minor. You had to go for the girl that you knew since she was 13, just because she had advances towards you. Really now, really, that's the excuse we're gonna go with. Okay. Behind the very confident performance artist is an incredibly awkward but brilliant autistic being who starts a new science project every week. Like, y'all, a little harsh, but we're going for maximum truth here, folks. He doesn't always say the right thing, but Gabe couldn't hurt a spider intentionally. He would pick it up and tell you what the family of arachnid it belongs to, even if it bit him. If you don't know that, then you simply do not know Gabe. Okay, we're using the autism excuse now. Wow. He, as a full-grown man, should know that his interactions with the children at the time, who were 15 years old, 13 years old when he met them, was inappropriate. It was inappropriate. There's nothing else that you could say. It was inappropriate. And, like, it's a repeated pattern of behavior. Just because he's, like, autistic doesn't excuse that at all. But more importantly here, this is about Claire and people not believing her. This is her life, her love, her relationship, and her side of the story that is being questioned on illegitimate grounds. This all started with Claire being the headstrong soul she has always been. She, an adult, pursued someone she was interested in and got what she wanted, a date with Gabe. The irony is actually insane. All Claire and I do is laugh about it and use dark humor because this narrative is so hilariously backwards. Whether she was groomed. Oh my god. This is how you know both these girls were like fully groomed. When they can like rationalize it like this. Instead of acknowledging that it was inappropriate. If you can say that Colleen Ballinger is a groomer, then you can also say that BlackGryph0n is a groomer. Because I don't know what he's going to pull out from his defense that would excuse any of this. Because I don't see any excuse. Like, I'm just appalled. I'm appalled. Like, really, I'm just really, really appalled. Trust victims, said literally everyone, right? And Claire and I are the only so-called victims, so there you have it. As long as it's legal, age is just a number. This guy groomed her. This guy groomed her. Like, it's so clear. This is literally just groomer logic displayed to you front and center. My own parents are 10 years apart, happily married for many years. Claire initiated it. End of story. This is literally the same logic he's using. Oh my god, this is like grooming tactics displayed. Anywho, present day, bro, I am fired up. Look at all these capital letters. Huffing emoji. I freaking love that 2 of my best friends got married. Especially that I got to buy a dapper yellow suit for the occasion as a bridesmaid. It makes visiting them super convenient, and my partner, Claire, is also very close with them. We go on joint trips together, play Fortnite every other night over FaceTime, send much too long and scatter 9-minute text voice memos back and forth in our group chat, and man, I am so deeply grateful for our friendship. It's tough to have people we love live so far away, but yay, because we get to see them in August. Claire and Gabe are 2 of the happiest people on the planet. Their relationship is beautiful and blossomed at, let's sing it again now, everyone, perfectly legal age. That's not the problem! That's not the problem! That's not the problem of the age. The problem is the dynamics that they had. The fact that he knew her since she was 13 and has interacted with her, hung out with her even, since she was 13. Bro, I'm losing my mind. Good job. Now go watch this wedding video on Claire's YouTube. See with your own eyeballs. Realize you are making an innocent, equally balanced, and real-life love look falsely evil. If you thought up until this point you smelled something fishy, mildly valid, but you've been fed lies. Flat out, take the L graciously. We won't hold it against you. Thank you for being concerned for me and Claire's well-being. Non-sarcastically, genuinely. What the fuck? I truly hope most of you have pure intentions and just want to make sure people are safe and seek the truth. So help us by debunking things taken completely out of context. Completely out of context, really. Really. As well as so much stuff that is fully fabricated. Again, I want to delete this from my feed soon because I don't use Twitter and it will just stick up at the top of my replies forever, so spread it for me. There are real predators in the world. Spend your time going after people that have actual evidence against them instead of actively damaging 2 innocent people's reputation. Yep, that's right. You're not just sabotaging Gabe's, you're sabotaging Claire's. But hey, you come for them, you come for me. This baseless speculation always has been and continues to be extremely hurtful. Please freaking stop. You are literally helping people that have actually hurt Claire and I get what they want. Enough. Bro, this guy groomed them. He groomed them so hard. Like, your interactions with him were very inappropriate. And they were wrong, yeah. Making comments like that, supporting a video talking about the song where he would go for the barely legal teen who voiced Apple Bloom. Yeah, not weird at all. Yeah, not weird. And we're still not yet in 2025. Unfortunately, more disturbing things that Gabriel Brown has done have been brought to my attention. This is Gabriel Brown, the man who has been justifying himself dating minors, attempting to urge others to disregard issues with ages in their dating lives. I need some water. Guys, I need advice. I'm seeing this guy. Now, he drops a bombshell on me. He doesn't like kids. What should I do? By Nora Mermaid. Gabriel responds, date me, #JK, talk to him, give it time. If he really likes you, maybe he'll change his mind. Nora says, I don't know if I can. I'm scared to talk to boys. Also, he's about a decade older than me, so I don't know if I can change his mind. Gabriel says, my dad is a decade older than my mom. Just saying. Winky face smile. I wish dating was easy for me. I'm scared to talk to guys almost to death. Can't even talk. We brought up the aerobics video Gabriel Brown, aka BlackGryph0n, 24 at the time, had with the then 14-year-old Pony VAs. However, the video has been long deleted. A screenshot has been found. Important note: the logo in the corner was not in the video but added by another. I feel like a creep. I feel like a creep looking at this, man. I feel so uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. Why? Why is he looking at them like that? Why are they doing aerobics with a grown-ass man? Where are their parents? I referenced a long while ago that Gabriel was living with Michelle. Here's Gabriel admitting exactly that. And no, her mother being fine with a grown man living and constantly interacting with her child does not make everything a-okay. It just means Monique isn't. Okay, so Gabriel says, I 100% assure you that was never my intention. I was invited by Monique to stay in their guest room when I got out of the Navy, and I came to Vancouver to pursue a career in voice acting. Or in voiceover. Michelle was 14. I treated her like a little sister, and I still think of her that way. We did a lot of stuff together, videos, music conventions, because we were on contract as performance partners. Monique was with us every step of the way. When the accusations started coming in, I defended myself and made several statements, but it didn't make any difference. The accusations got so bad, even affecting my work and reputation, that I ended up breaking off from the Cravers and the pony fandom and moving to Arizona. I still stayed friends with the people I got to know in Vancouver, and yeah, it's these people, including Claire. That doesn't excuse, like, the inappropriate interactions. It doesn't. Like, I have to repeat that over and over. The new worst part of all this, and we're finally in 2025, guys. The last tweet in the thread. This is the new worst thing Gabriel Brown, aka BlackGryph0n, has done that we know of. This person came to me with her story, how she was 13 when Gabriel started interacting with her. This is from before he met Claire. Holy shit. Silent about it for a while because at the end of the day, I don't have the full evidence. That Twitter account was so long ago, I deleted it that day and probably don't even remember the username or password for it. But I hope people here don't just share my story just because I just don't want to cause a mess. I feel like if I do it without any evidence, no one's gonna believe me and they're just gonna harass me and tell me to shut the fuck up. But I need to say something. I'm tired. I wasn't big into My Little Pony fandom when I was 13. I just loved doodling some horses a little bit. Mostly because I wasn't supposed to be online, but I did anyways. I did some dumb artwork for BlackGryph0n of his Griffin Sono when I found out he voiced on the show. I don't even have that artwork anymore. I threw it out because I didn't want to see it anymore. But he gave me a follow and he just liked and interacted with some of my artwork. Then one day I got a DM from him saying he loved my art. We were just talking about the show. Okay, so we don't exactly have proof for this. Alright, so we should take this a bit with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt, but you have to also remember that it's been proven that he's had inappropriate interactions. We started talking about Pony Mauve and sharing some funny videos of MLP. That were definitely not appropriate thinking back. I don't remember how it got sexual, but I made a tweet about how I feel ugly and fat. He DM'd me saying he bet I was beautiful and wanted to pick. So I sent him a cute selfie. He said he thought I was cute and pretty and that he always liked chubbier woman with curly hair. He asked if I was Latina. I said I was, and he said, I can tell you got those hips. I know I should have stopped the conversation then. If this is true, ew, oh my gosh, if this is true, like, if it's true, then this guy is definitely a pedo. He is definitely a pedo. But I was 13 and I never had anyone make me feel beautiful before, so I let him say those things, sent him a uwu blushes dumb shit. He then would talk to me about how he would love to see me in a Pinkie Pie cosplay, and I would look so cute in one. We talked some more, he started naming me Pinkie. I even changed my name to Pinkie DP or D something on my old Twitter. He asked for more pics and I sent him some. Not nudes, just regular pics of myself, but he always turned it sexual in a way. He'd make her feel special for sending him pictures, and then ghost her when she didn't, pushing non-compliance. And then Gabriel Brown sent this 13-year-old girl a picture of his penis. That's when I started feeling a little awkward, and I would just kind of brush off his comments with a thank you or that's very sweet one day. He stopped messaging me when I stopped messaging him pictures. Then one day I woke up, checked my Twitter, and saw a dick pic sent at like 1 a.m. with "Does Pinky like?" That's when I straight up deleted my whole Twitter and decided I would never go on Twitter. I just stuck to my family Insta. The thing is, I don't know that man was the same man who was singing for a character in a pilot I really liked later when I became an adult. I still wasn't much online, and I only got to make my own Arc account after COVID started. I was just so damn lonely. I noticed that half of the fandom was on Twitter the most. Also, my professor said it would be a good way to gain access to the art community and network. I was new to fandom culture. When I had my first MLP Twitter, I didn't have a lot of followers or anything, so I didn't know until I clicked one day when I found him on Twitter again and I saw who he married. I felt disgusting. She left Twitter for years solely due to him. When she's brought it up in the past, she'd be harassed by fans calling her a liar. This is something many who have called them out have faced, but this is the most serious and personal story I've seen to date. I feel like I was more of his experiment, or maybe a rebound at first for not being able to be with her. I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to die. I had shared my experiences. Instead of running away, would I have been able to stop another girl getting groomed? I kinda just poked my head in and out of the fandom for a while, trying not to interact with his post or ignore that he's in the show. At the end of the day, there's nothing I can do but hope that he changed. When I heard he wasn't going to be on the show anymore, I was actually relieved, but I knew I had to hide it. I just went along with everyone else, and I'm really glad that the new VA is such a nice person. He really takes away all the badness I saw with that character. And I got really disappointed with the creator of Billy Bust Up, where people were showing evidence of him being a creep and they just ignored it, shoved it off like it didn't matter, that his voice being that character mattered more than the people he hurt. So that's why I don't like BlackGryph0n and I don't want to support anything he's on. That's why I didn't say anything for so long, because there's no way I can get the evidence back. I just have my memories. I'm going to be taking away comments because I just don't know what to say, but if you want to DM me, that's fine. I'm going through a lot of emotions right now. If this is true. Like, we can't prove it's true because there's no evidence since she deleted it years ago. So I'm just taking it with a grain of salt, but knowing his pattern of behavior, I wouldn't doubt that this happened. There's already an established pattern of behavior. So, Brony Fan Dotes ends with Gabriel Brown. BlackGryph0n is not only a groomer, a racist, a COVID denier, someone who jokes about rape, and a transphobe, but he's also a pedophile, and should not only be getting project work, but should be in prison. And we will see his response, but my reaction to it, honestly, I think he's guilty. I think he is a groomer. I think he can be reasonably called a pedo. But guys, before we jump into any strong conclusions, we need to look at his response. How long is this response? Katie and Ash. Okay. Hi everyone. So we understand that this situation is complicated, multi-layered, and something that needs to be carefully deconstructed. So considering all of that, we have tried our absolute best to treat it with the care it deserves. Okay, so this one was made by Katie and Ash. So the Billy Bust Up creators. For those who don't know, for the last few years, Claire has been subject to a targeted harassment campaign as mentioned by her here. This is not the first or last time this will happen. This stems from her abusers, who are known for creating multiple burner accounts to spread misinformation mentioned in their testimony 2 years ago. I have worked with Claire closely to get her side of the story and to produce this document. She has helped add context where it was missing and proof to back this up. Some evidence here will be missing. The evidence she provided me showed me not only proof of their abuse toward her, but their plan to deplatform them both. I cannot share this evidence with you today. She has trusted me with this evidence as her employer, and her comfort is my main priority. If Claire wishes to speak about the abuse she was subjected to, and to share this experience, that is her choice, and a story she must tell when and if she is ready. We also have proof that the abuser uses multiple fake accounts on Twitter to try and spread discourse, as seen in Claire's above testimony. Often acting under the guise of a concerned citizen. Although we have confirmation for some of these accounts, we do not know them all. Okay. Okay, so we went over Michelle's testimony. Michelle is often used as the main point of contention that Gabriel is a groomer and that he actively hung around young children. Some have even gone so far as to say that Michelle is no longer friends with Gabriel due to him potentially grooming her. I always think about it, especially since he used to do so many covers with Apple Bloom's VA, then one day they stopped talking altogether. Really makes you think, if he tried grooming Apple Bloom's VA first but failed and moved on to Sweetie Belle, dude's a freak and needs to be beat, I think. I already knew that Michelle is on good terms with Gabriel and that he shared the same manager as her, Michelle's mother. The reason Gabriel was around Michelle so much was because of this. They were under a signed contract as performance partners. This was well known back when they were working together. Okay, even if you were performance partners, even if those two are performance partners and this is true, it still does not excuse the inappropriate behavior he displayed around her. Even more, he needed to be more professional. Now let's get to the evidence involving Claire. I want to start with the anniversary cake. Dated December 15, 2019. I thought they started dating when she was 20. At the time of this happy anniversary post, Claire had been 20 for 5 months. Let me guess, they'll say this was a joke. Remember, look at the evidence, not the narrative that the poster has added to this. Notice how they dismissed the idea of it being a joke, so you won't further look into this. Despite the very clear caption from Gabe with laughing emojis and the hashtag happy anniversary indeed. I found the video and I watched it. You should watch it too. Here it is transcribed.
Claire, what have you done? It's so cute. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think just the bill would be amazing.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna
enjoy
take
that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I have to ask. You were such a con man.
I knew they give you free dessert. Every time on my birthday they get me stuff. I'm like, I wonder what the difference is for this.
Well, now you know. Oh.
Okay, so the transcript said, Claire, what have you done? It's so cute. And Gabe says, okay, I have to ask, you were such a con artist. Laughing. Claire responds, every time on my birthday they gave me free desserts. I wondered what the difference is for this. I spoke to Claire about this evidence. This above video is from their first date, when she was 20, and asked him out. But forget the video, look at what Gabe was responding to. Happy anniversary, hashtag I am a con artist, hashtag sue me, hashtag JK, hashtag I have no USD. Claire posting these hashtags. This was clearly a joke and a lie. Claire told to get free dessert. The hashtag and nature of the video would make no sense otherwise. This context was provided to me by Claire. Gabe came to film this documentary. He was invited by Ian, Claire's father, via his agent to record a professional video with their parents and agents involved. Notice how Gabe is wearing the same outfit in the documentary. Claire felt it important to add that the room in the Instagram photo is also the one for the documentary, as it is shot in their house. There are tons of interactions like this showing a pattern of being in touch, in spite of Gabe saying they weren't friends until Claire turned 20. Part of the evidence presented by the accusers is that Gabe and Claire hung out multiple times because of multiple photos and videos of them together. However, Claire informed me that a lot of the video and images and pictures they used were shot in the same session. They were for professional promotional use set up by their agents. Sadly, some of the videos are lost to time, but it's clear that this was meant for promotional material, with Claire's father even being tagged. Check the dates. Wow, this is great. Sorry, I forgot to ask if I could use your carpet. Your Twitter. Use a Twitter advanced search if you'd like to see the tweets too. Their meetings focused around content creation or working at conventions, with a lot of their tweets focusing on marketing for that material. A lot seemed to be on Vine. Sadly, the Vines are gone, so we are lacking the full context. Image above from Bronies React, Crusaders of the Last Mark. Claire informed me that this was filmed the same day as the Whisper Challenge, along another video that has been lost to time. Probably the aerobics video. It is important to note that part of the evidence used to imply that Gabe and Claire had a pattern of hanging out regularly. A lot of evidence used is from one day of shooting. The dates of the video make it clear. It was done for a professional promotional series of videos organized by their agents. It is commonplace for creators to produce more than multiple videos and images in one session to post across many days to help promote the creator's platform. You should also note that it can take time to edit a video too. This may give the appearance that they met multiple times rather than in one instance for work. Here we have an Instagram post made this day. They recorded the above video. Note the setting and outfits. It was posted in October 2015. The videos they made together did not release until November 12th. I've had to sift through every Instagram and Twitter post between Claire and Gabe. The few instances that they were posted together seem to be at conventions or workshops. If anything, I noticed extreme lack of Gabe in any of these posts. He only seemed to appear at the events where they both naturally would be, working for the same show. See in city post. He was flirting with Nora, the person he is close with in this photo. We can see that the evidence provided has been cropped to not include Nora's response to this. However, to approach this from a different perspective, let's argue that it was about Claire. Look at the actual dates of the tweets. Claire was 20 years old when this conversation was happening. This is edited to draw your eye to Claire's age being 17 in the photo. There's nothing inappropriate happening in this photo. Gabe speaks in the present tense about having a crush within their friend group. It's weird how Gabe uses the word y'all here. All this flattery, you trying to make me fall for y'all, cause it's working. A plural term. We can even see he is responding to Nora 2 here via the reply function. Make sure you use the advanced Twitter search to see the below proof. Twitter's website has changed, so the reply does not appear unless you use this function. It's still weird for me. I don't care, it's still weird. The result seems to be made in jest. I don't sincerely think that Gabe was confessing falling in love with two people here. A very tongue-in-cheek response to two people flattering him. I spoke to Claire. This was not about Gabe. They both knew it wasn't about Gabe. The only reason you think it's about Gabe is because of the text the poster has added. Let's look at the rest of the thread. If by that you mean we both have a crush on M.A. Larson, then you are correct, sir. Gabe, what? Why are you dumb? That's exactly what he said, not meant. He legit said all that. No, he said your crush is Larson. You'd like to have him to yourself, greedy pants. Sadly, half this conversation is missing. Accounts seem to be deleted, but there is no proof that this was Gabe teasing her about her crush on him, but about the crush she knew she had on someone else. This was only speculation on the accuser's part. Again, like, okay, but still, that does not excuse, like, we read the YouTube comments. We saw the posts about him, like, making those weird-ass comments about her age. Like, that still doesn't excuse that, right? It still doesn't excuse it. Okay, this final screenshot. Okay, we're at the end. Why do I get shamed for liking ugly boys 17 years old? Why who are you calling ugly? Yeah, sorry, Nora, he kinda is. Claire, I love you to bits, but you don't want to see me yell at you about this. This seems to be some sort of inside joke that was potentially discussed in person at the convention Winnie City 2017 April. We do not know what they said in person, so we cannot assume. I feel if Gabe had the intent of grooming Claire, he would not be making such jokes in public. That's such a cope. That's cope. That is cope. Like, he was making the jokes because he could get away with it. He was making the jokes because he liked it. He wanted to. Look, even if there's like missing context here, that doesn't erase the context from the YouTube comments where he was saying that, oh yeah, like my parents have the same age gap. It's legal. It's legal, guys. I don't care if it's legal. It's immoral. I also feel that if he was careless, there would be more proof of this. This screenshot helps to prop up the other evidence, but alone it does not serve much. It is not proof of grooming. Final word. Over the last few days, I have been told to kill myself. I have been misgendered and my intentions twisted. I have also seen people insult my team members and their work, despite them not being associated with any of this. When I asked for evidence, they would not provide it, but instead tried to deplatform me too. They made it so I couldn't respond to their tweets and blocked anyone with evidence that refutes their claims. They even stated I was blocking people when I was not. The person who claimed I blocked them admitted that they had made a mistake. See below where they admit they were mistaken about me blocking them. If I have evidence, I'm happy to review it, but you are a random burner account with zero credibility. Your testimony is meaningless against Claire's. Fluttercolt89 responds, thought you blocked me, so to say again. I volunteered at conventions for years. I and others saw inappropriate behavior in the green room. BlackGryph0n and SaberSpark jump anyone who comes out about this. You don't have to believe me, but this is why people are scared. Statement same as above. You can't make baseless accusations without evidence. People lie for all sorts of reasons. It should be easy for you to reduce some if it happened in a public place. Oh my god. Every time I asked this person for any form of evidence, they would deflect. They implied that they saw inappropriate behavior between a minor and adult, but did not report it to the police or intervene. I wish they would take a picture of it or take a video. When they said they reported it to constaff, I asked for the name of the person they reported it to, someone I could verify their story with. Nothing. This led me to become suspicious that this may be another burner account. The burner accounts usually relate to being a My Little Pony fan. They have limited posts, a few quick retweets to look legit, but almost no posting history. We cannot say for sure who is a burner account and who is not, so please take this all with a grain of salt, and do not go out of your way to directly accuse people. I want to make it clear that I would never defend a groomer. The people that know Ash and myself believe this too. We constantly strive to try and be good people. Our game is a testament for what we want to build, for what we want to put out into the world. We are LGBTQ plus neurodivergent creators with a strong mission for putting good out in the world. However, I understand why people were quick to spread this. We live in a world where bad people exist. I have seen people I follow turn out to be terrible people. I have been hurt and betrayed before. It's hard to trust anyone online, and it's good to be vigilant. We will make mistakes, very public mistakes, and I count on the community we've built to hold us accountable and tell me when we are wrong. We will make sure to communicate. We will make sure to keep improving. I have spent the last 6 years of my life building a game and community of people that I've grown to love and appreciate. As sad as it may sound, our game gives me a reason to live. It makes me happy. I wake up every day feeling lucky to be able to work on it. It's my special interest. Even when I'm not working, I'm doing something related to Billy Bust Up. I've stated over the course of its development that this is my life's work, yada yada yada. I do not care about this part. I care more about what the... I would not sacrifice everything I have built for Gabe, my life's work. However, I could never live with myself if I made a selfish decision and chose to kick Claire and Gabe off of our project to save myself when I know they are innocent. We have already recorded all the game's lines and have animated them to lip sync. I could have easily promised to just recast him for future games and explained that we couldn't afford it. I would have been celebrated for it too. I would have been seen as a good person. But I don't want to be seen as a good person. I want to be a good person. I feel that involves doing your due diligence to look into things. I looked into things because I want to be sure we didn't have a grouper. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be putting time into this now. I would also not forgive myself if I allowed a groomer to stay on the team. There's no benefit for me to stand up for him. I understand some people will still hate me for keeping them, but knowing what I know and seeing what I've seen, I can see that this was a targeted hate campaign by Claire's abusers to cause both her and Gabe great suffering. Claire is also working on our game, and she's very excited to be involved. I could not take this opportunity away from her to save my own skin. I could not let her abuser get to her when she's already made the steps to distance herself from him. There's no proof of Gabe being interested in children, and there's no proof of grooming. There are no testimonies, no victims, only assumptions and speculation by anonymous people on Twitter that never knew them in person. However, every person that does know Gabe and Claire has spoken out in support of them and confirms their story. The evidence we have seen also matches Gabe and Claire's testimony. Gabe and Claire shot a few promotional videos for work together under the eyes of their agents and parents. That is not evidence of a close relationship. They worked in the same circles and were friendly. Not everything we see on the internet is as it appears in real life. If I am proven wrong, I will retract this all, apologize, and remove them from our project. Although we were affected, we need to look at how Claire and Michelle were affected too. The two supposed victims have been rightfully upset. Their friend was being harassed in their name. I would never want someone I love to be hurt in my name. Listen to them, listen to Claire, listen to Michelle. Amplify their voices, believe them, do not talk over them. They are both adults in their mid-20s, and they are fierce, strong, and independent people. After spending the last few days talking to Claire, I've seen this firsthand. She is inspirational, and no one can tell her what to do. I feel it is dangerous to start dismissing the accounts of victims as being unreliable. We will continue to follow Claire and Michelle's lead. I hope you will do the same. Signed, Katie and Ash. To our wonderful community, the ones who stood by us and trusted us to look into this, thank you. I understand it's been a tough few days for you too. Billy Bust Up is as important to you as it is to us. We will continue working for you and being the best we can. To the people that read this and want to help, you can use this document to help stop the spread of misinformation. Please be kind to the people when doing so. The hate they sent our way stems from a good place, a place that wants to protect children, and I agree with their mission statement. If you are a minor, please do not get involved in debating these issues with others online on our behalf. It was an awful topic that you should not have to be involved with, and that after the death threats I have received, I would rather you not be on the other end of them. To the people that thought my previous anger was directed at them for simply being concerned, I sincerely apologize. My anger was never directive at you, but I understand why you would think so. Although not an excuse, my father was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer and recently admitted to a hospital as an emergency around when this blew up. I vented to my Discord server in what was not meant to be an official statement about the matter. My frustration was directed towards Claire's abuser and to the people that immediately shared the post as truth without waiting to cast judgment. I will stand by the fact that we should always wait in cases like this. We could end up punishing the wrong person, and in this instance, allow an abuser to continue to torture their victim. I wonder if, like, BlackGryph0n has a response, but regardless
Not all of these
whether
people
or
that come
not-
on this stage, they want to
Oh
be
my
YouTubers
God.
anymore.
Shut up, Tommy. In it. Shut up, Max GG's. Your segment is later. But, regardless of if Ian Claire's father is a is her abuser or not, that just doesn't erase the inappropriate behavior that this guy is participating in. I think he's a groomer. Possibly a pedo. Like, why? Like, why? I don't think it should be excused. I don't think it his actions should be excused. So, let's see. Did he give out the response? Did bro give out the response? Nothing. He has not responded. He's not responded. It's been going on this information has been public for like 2 years. And people are still sweeping for it. Because, I don't know, like, I don't agree with just because it's legal, it's okay. Especially, like, the only times when we could say, like, oh, it's just the legal age is if the person was, like, I don't know, 17. If they were 17, like, about to turn 18, just go, like, yeah, fine. But this is someone he's known since she was 13, and it's not good. Every cafe still fighting against it. But to end this segment, to end the BlackGryph0n, yeah, I would think he's groomed. I think he's a creep. I think he definitely engaged in inappropriate behaviors with minors. And I think he did groom. I think he did. You would not say repulsive shit with it's like, oh yeah, it's okay, because of the age gap. Like, that's just cope.